Day 1, Problem 1, Part A. Rewrite the number into standard form. I'm going to copy down that number. And then make use of the exponent on the 10, positive 7, to move the decimal point to the right, creating a larger number. And so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The decimal point is going to end up here, and these extra moves need to be filled in with 0 placeholders. That's going to create the number 1225, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros as placeholders, and the decimal point is now at the end. Okay. From the decimal point, coming back 3 spots, we can put in a comma, and 3 spots again, we can put in a comma. This just helps us to identify this number quicker. This is 12,250,000, and it is the standard way to write 1.225 times 10 to the 7th power. Now Part B. Rewrite the number into scientific notation, and our number is 10,000. So I'm going to write 10,000. The decimal point right now is at the very end of the 10,000, and we want to change this to scientific notation. The important fact for scientific notation to always remember is that when you move the decimal point, you want to have only one digit, in this case the 1, to the left of the decimal point. And so we want to put the decimal point here. Okay? So let's count how far we need to move that dot. 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. That's going to create 1, and then the decimal point. Now it's not necessary to write all of those zeros down. If you did that, then writing in scientific notation is not saving you any time or effort at all. And the purpose of scientific notation is to be a shorter way to write numbers that are very large numbers or very small numbers. Anyway, so we have 1 point, and then times 10, and the exponent is a 4 because we had moved the dot 4 positions. So 1 times 10 to the 4th power is the scientific notation version of 10,000. Now Day 1, Problem 2. Part A, solve this equation, and Part B, check our answer. And so let's begin by rewriting that equation. Here is the equal symbol, and drawing a line straight downwards will help us to solve this equation accurately. Okay, we'd like to get the variable a alone. We first have to get the a term alone. Now there is an a term here, negative 2a, and there is an a term on the other side of the equation, 4a. Let's remove the 4a so that there is not a letter a to the right of the equals at all. Underneath 4a, subtract 4a, and subtract 4a. Negative 2a, subtract 4a is negative 6a. The plus 5 can be brought down, and the equals 4a, subtract 4a makes 0a, which is just 0. There's a 0 here. And then the positive 6 can be brought straight down. And so we've created the simpler looking equation, negative 6a plus 5 equals 6, from our original equation that was more complex. Now here is the a term. We want to isolate this. And I notice that next to the a term there is a plus 5. Let's remove plus 5. Minus 5, minus 5. The negative 6a comes straight down. Positive 5 subtract 5 makes 0. And then equals 6 minus 5 makes 1. And we have negative 6a is equal to 1. We're almost done. here's the letter A. We want to remove the number that's next to the letter A. Right now this is negative 6 times A, and we can remove multiplication using division. So underneath, divide by negative 6. And over here, divide negative 6. Negative 6 divided by negative 6 makes 1. So this is 1A equals, and over here, 1 divided by negative 6 makes a fraction, which is the fastest way to write the answer. Or we could take some scrap paper and perform a long division and find out a decimal version for this. But that's not really necessary. The fastest way to write an answer for 1 divided by negative 6 is to write negative, because positive divided by negative makes a negative answer. And 1 divided by 6 is 1 over 6. 1A is just A equals negative 1 over 6. Negative 1/6. Now in part B, we're going to check whether negative 1/6 is the right answer. So start with the original equation, and in place of the letter A, fill in negative 1/6. So negative 2 parenthesis, negative 1/6 plus 5 is equal to 4 parenthesis, negative 1/6, and plus 6. Does this expression equal to this expression? And if it does, then our answer is correct. Negative 2 times negative 1/6. Negative times negative is positive, and 2 times 1 is 2 over 6, and then plus 5. Okay. Now 2/6 is reducible to the fraction 1/3, and 1/3 plus 5 makes the mixed number 5 and 1/3. What we want to know is this equal to what this expression makes? So now let's come over here and work on this. 4 times negative 1/6, positive times a negative makes negative, and 4 times 1 is 4 over 6, and then here's the plus 6 brought down. Okay. Now 4/6 reduces to the fraction 2/3, so this is equivalent to negative 2/3 plus 6. 6 plus negative 2/3 is also 5 and 1/3. These are the same, so our work checks. A is equal to negative 1/6 is the correct answer to the original equation.